So I'm curious, who can spot an edible wild plant? Just anyone who wants to start.
Oh, from this
from this spot right here. From this spot right here. Yeah.
I see one.
What do you see?
Doing on something right here.
What is it? Yeah.
Dandelion greens.
Dandelion greens, absolutely. Well, what would you like to tell us about dandelion greens, Beth?
Well, they're good to eat in the springtime.
They are fantastic to eat in the spring. They're one of my absolute favorite vegetables, wild or not. The nutrients are incredible. They have more vitamin A than almost anything else on the planet.
And I also see plantain.
Yeah, but let's not skip over
real
dandelions so quick. Raise your hand if you've had the pleasure of tasting dandelion. And I hope it has been pleasurable, because sometimes people taste dandelion, say yuck, and spit it out. The problem is they're tasting it too late in the season. What you first, location. You want to find dandelion where it's nice and it's a perennial, as many of us will know who have lawns, right? So it comes back year after year. But you don't want to look in lawns. You want to look in, well, in a farmland, and in places where they've had a chance to stay put, and they're in good soil. And in the spring, before they send up the flowers, you're looking for plants that have leaves maybe about this long, okay? And underneath the leaves, there's a crown. It's kind of white, and that's actually a separate part of the vegetable that the leaves arise from. I mean, if you're a culinary, artiste, you're going to consider the crown to be a separate vegetable. You're also going to look for the tiny buds, flower buds, and again, a really good, healthy rosette of dandelion is going to have couple dozen or more of those tiny buds, flower buds in the middle, and that's a separate vegetable as well. Dandelion, edible and delicious raw. You don't need to cook it, okay? However, it's also delicious as a steamed green, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Now, when I say steamed, I don't mean getting one of these steamers and putting it in the pot and putting water underneath the pot, I mean, that's okay. But it's better to have a minimum amount of water, because when you use a steamer, you see all that the water is transformed into green, like, in other words, nutrient rich. You're losing those nutrients unless you drink it down, which I will, or you make brown rice out of it or something, But just a minimum amount of water in that pot, or you can saute in a stir fry, and there's already moisture in there, so you don't need to add water at all. Okay, so. I just can't say enough about dandelion, because it's the plant that I'll do trail nibbles every once in a while, but dandelion, I'll just keep on picking and eating unlimited quantities if I find it in its glory. And sometimes I'll find it in its glory past April, which is the dandelion. Dandelion, if it was discovered as a drug, it would be like the miracle drug. It would be prescribed by doctors for dozens of ailments, whether it's the greens or the roots, which are both medicinal. It's just phenomenal. It's revered in Chinese herbal medicine. I can't say enough about dandelion, because it tastes so great, and it's so great for you. What more can you want? And it's free.
Yeah. Do you eat the yellow flowers too?
You can. It's just like a trail nibble. You can pop the flower in your mouth, and it's pleasurable to do so. It tastes good to me. I don't eat the green part, just the yellow part. But
you can make wine out of it. Dandelion wine.
You can make wine. There's virtually no one I know who does it more than once, because I'm sure it tastes fine, but it takes so long to pick all those dandelion flowers. It's a lot of work, and I'm a teetotaler, so I'm not interested anyway. But okay, so and then let's not forget the root. The citizens of the island of Minoa, I believe this was in World War II or something. There was starvation conditions, and they managed to feed themselves on virtually nothing but dandelion root for the whole winter. So it is a starvation food, but we're not starving. So it takes a lot of effort to clean roots, and it may not be in your interest. You may not be all that attracted to the taste or the nutritional value of the roots, but if you're looking for the roots for medicinal purposes, you certainly would be motivated. Or you might be motivated to roast the roots just like you roast chicory roots to make a coffee. Don't expect it to be a coffee substitute in terms of caffeine, because it doesn't have any caffeine. It's relaxing, okay? But it's according to many people, it tastes wonderful, and the French insist on having half chicory, half coffee. Chicory and dandelion, right? Tastes pretty much the same.